What's going on, people? Welcome back to another John Sinclair TV, back again. And tonight I've got two guests. One's co-host, one's a brand new guest. Hi to you, Louise, and hi to you, Paul.
Hi there.
How are you doing? Are you okay?
All good, thank you.
I know, it's a bit warm, isn't it? It's a bit warm. So, guys, if you like the video, like what I see, then please give it a like, hit the subscribe button as well. If you like the super chats, then there's options there for you. And if you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p. We're going to comment on that one in a bit as well. And also house rules as well. Please remember to keep comments respectfully, no caps duplicate, no discussing or promoting other channels unless given permission by me. Allow mods to mod while you enjoy the show. Thank you very much indeed. And if you'd like to become a member, this is the link as well. And it's 99p, no more, no less. Hi to Les. Welcome to the chat, Les. Hi to JK. Hi to Jez. Hi to Jez again. And also, super chats are available bottom right corner, or you can join for 99p and be even a chance of winning £50 NFC card. And we're going to do a draw just before the Champions League kicks off. So if you'd like to enter, all you have to do is become a member, and it's just 99p as well. Thank you very much indeed. And I've got one here. You come in. Hi to Magpie's Bible. Hi to you, mate. Hope you're okay. And everyone's there as well. Right. Before we talk about the season tickets, I've talked to you, Paul, your first time. Could you tell the viewers what made you become a Newcastle fan? And what's your favourite moment?
We won't tell, but I was actually born in Newcastle. And I was saying this to John before, but I've had to show my passport in the past to prove I'm from Newcastle. I had some sad times. So when I was very young, very young, 2-3 years old, my parents sadly passed away. So I came down south, hence the accent. But as soon as I turned 18, I was old enough to kind of travel. I got my season ticket, and I still travel up to this day. I'm 36 now. Yeah. Never stopped. So I live in Banbury in Oxfordshire, so I travel up to all the home games that I can get to, as many away games, which is easy because I'm down south, so it's nice. And then one day I will go back up. It's just work and stuff. And the best moment, I'll tell you what, there's two for me in particular. Being at the game when Gutierrez scored that goal at West Ham was, I don't know, mate, that was just special. And then the Tiote goal as well, the 4-4. Just again being in that atmosphere, being at halftime at 4-0, and thinking me and the people I sat with were like, should we just go home? This is going to be 8-0. It's just going to be an absolute shambles. And then that comeback and just that goal and how much it meant was, I just don't think, I think that's still up there for one of the best moments I've ever been live for.
Yeah. Good for you, man. And thanks for sharing that with us as well. I've got Maggie B. I'll call her Maggie B for now on. All the dancers, Tonali. Thank you so much for your kind donation as well. Oh, fantastic. I love that as well. So gotta get the fans going, you know what I mean? So it is for what it is. But thank you very much indeed, Magpie, mate, for your super chat as well. Appreciate that. Thank you very much indeed. And so we're going to talk about season ticket now. And so start with Louise. I mean, the money came out last week or so, and the price has gone up. Mine's tickets went up from 630 quid, right? And do you think they were right to put the prices up? Are you happy about it, or is it a bit too much?
Well, first of all, I think I've got to confess that I've not actually had a season ticket since 1995. And I remember, I've been trying to remember, and I think mine was about 300 quid then that I used my student loan for. So I've got a student loan, paid for season tickets because it was the only lump sum I'd ever had in my life. Season tickets straight away, and then had to work my ass off whilst I was at university because I'd spent the money before I started. But it was awesome and incredible and brilliant time to be there. So I don't think it sounds, I think some of the season tickets are over 1,000 at St James's, but to me, it doesn't sound that much more than it was then. Obviously, you guys might have a different view, but to me, it seems like an increase is fair, because what you were paying last season or the season before compared to what you're going to get now, you get so much more value for money. What you know, night and day difference, isn't it? The entertainment, the excitement, the passion, you know, the success. So for me, I don't think it's wrong. I've got some stats, but come back to the stats after. Just call me Stato. I was thinking I could be Ringo because we've got John and Paul here. I was thinking, am I Ringo? Am I Stato? Actually, I'm going to be Terry Mack, and somebody else can figure out why I'm Terry Mack if you are John and Paul. Anyway,
yes,
anyway, Paul, what do you make of the season ticket situation?
I think it's been inevitable. I mean, we had the freeze, you know, and then we went through the, you know, begging us to come under Ashley, you know, the whole, like, we'll give it away. And then I just think it's one of those where I don't think it's a surprise to anyone. Like, if we got any form of Europe, you know, coming to the next season, I think a higher of price is just part and parcel of that, you know, and obviously getting into Champions League and stuff. We obviously need to get in players that come with that, and sadly, you know, it does come with that the higher price that comes with it. So sometimes success is something we've all wanted, and I think it's just something that comes part and parcel of it. I mean, you know, to be fair to the owners, you know, they've done everything they've said they were going to do. Like, some of the stuff that we were, you know, people were laughing at our fans, but I remember when they were washing St James's Park and we were all going mad about it. We were like, can't believe St James's Park actually had a wash. You know, there was a joke account about that bloody pigeon that's been in the Gallagate for like God knows how many years. You know, and there was a joke account, but you know, made by the pigeon saying like, I've finally been taken away. So it's just one of those where, you know, I get where people are angry because we're all in it. You know, money is tight, and you know, it is what it is. You know how it is, and obviously, you know, people have got to try and pay for these tickets, which are high. But I just think, sadly, it's just one of those things we're going to have come more often. We want good players, like, you know, we're looking at what it's on this one chap, and others come with it. And I think if we have more Champions League and more whatever, more success, I think it just will keep hiking up as it is really.
What do you think of it, John?
Me personally, I think I'm afraid to say that it comes to the price. I mean, if we get Champions League, right, finish fourth in the league, and then did a cup run to the Carling Cup final, for me personally, it comes to the price. I know the C6 have got eventually, it's got Champions League as well, so I'm not surprised. But at the end of the day, people still got to pay for it anyway. Let's be honest about it, Luis, because listen, if you want to go to the matches, you got to pay for it. Simple as that. You want to see the best players in the world, the future best players in the world, you got to fork it out, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? There's little you can do about it. But one thing I will say, if you go to like the Bundesliga, they don't pay 600, 700, 800, 900 quid for a season ticket. If you go to Italy, they certainly don't pay that sort as well. You go to Spain, unless you're Real Madrid or Barca, then you know, you don't pay that sort. But for us, we're the richest league in the world. And this is why the Premier League can charge you what they want. It's as simple as that. So that's how it is, I'm afraid. But it is what it is. We're coming to the Champions League tickets in a bit as well. But I'll go for some comments as well. Please keep these comments coming in. Thank you. Big up to John Dunlop. Hi to you, mate. Welcome to the chat, mate. And hi to JK. Got a season ticket for 1K from my dad and 600 quid for me. It's in Shearer's Lounge, if that's what it's called. Yeah, it is. So they've got their season ticket as well. Season ticket prices average rise is 3.3% with juveniles and seniors as forcing. All good to me. Yeah, go back to you, Louise. I mean, Leslie's comment there. I mean, do you think that's good?
Yeah, I do. I've worried about people, you know, locals being priced out for a while, and that is a concern for me. But I don't think anything more could have been done than has been done in this situation. I think looking at some of the others, so I've written it down somewhere here. Forest and Fulham are the two most expensive. I mean, you know, if you were Forest and Fulham, you'd feel pretty sore at that, wouldn't you? So we're not there. Chelsea have frozen theirs, but would you expect to? Would you want to pay for an increase in Chelsea at the moment? So I don't think, and I agree, you know, with Leslie, what she put out there as well. I think that they're trying to be fair and reasonable, and if I could get one, then I really would.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, you just mentioned there's features the younger people out of football as well. I mean, the thing is, so Paul, I mean, if you give it like 10 years' time, the season ticket's going to go flying, and the kids stuff today has got absolutely no hope of getting a season ticket. In fact, let alone seeing a match as well. I mean, to me now, football is an expensive hobby, and now kids are going to want their kits. They're going to fork at like £200-300 if you've got a family of two. It makes it so hard. Do you know what I mean? They're going to be going into debt just for the football.
Yeah, just to get the strips. I was, you know, I queued up when I was in Newcastle last week to get my new strip, and I was looking around at the families. You know, they were buying them for all of the kids, and you just think it's scary how expensive it is. And also, you said, you know, in Europe it's much cheaper, but travel and everything is much cheaper in Europe than it is here. So, you know, I dread to think what you spend, Paul, just to even get there. It is really expensive, and I really hope they find a way to let the kids get in there somehow, you know, whether it's more people being ball boys and girls, and whether they can allocate some for good causes. I'm sure they do to an extent, but we need to see more of that, I think.
Absolutely. Come on to you in a bit, Paul, and I've got one from the joint. That one for Leslie. Had a little one before. I agree. A storm would be nice again, and JK, I think once we expand St James, we might well stabilize season tickets, so it's fair to all. We're going to comment on one later on, JK. Don't worry, hold that thought. Don't worry about that as well. Paul, do you agree with what Louise just said?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? It's a real balance in football of getting the right people there. I mean, you know, it's so lovely, like when you hear, you know, when you bump into people at the stadium. Like, I love like having people next to me, and it's like, oh, it's my son's first game or my daughter's first game, and that's, you know, that's something we don't really want to lose in football. You know, I know it's hard because it's more corporate, and you know, it's becoming more about, you know how much money we can get and all that, but it's something we really, you know, no football club wants to lose that sort of, like, those sort of magic moments that come with that. So it's a difficult one. It's like, you know, like you're saying, like, I think it's a good idea, like having more options of like ball boys or whatever, like having more inclusion with fan bases. And again, these are easy wins for the club again, like to involve everybody. They've consistently said that they want to hear from fans and want to, you know, try and be as fair as possible when it comes to those sort of things. So hopefully it's one of those things where we can give them these ideas to keep that involvement in there, because it will just be to, you know, sadly, again, with success, it might be the people who can afford it who get to go to the games more than people who can't.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sad.
I totally agree, Paul. It is sad, isn't it? It is sad. I bet we're cheaper than Man City, Man U, Arsenal. I think
I'm not sure about Man City, actually. I think Man City are fairly reasonable, which maybe you could see an argument for them not being so reasonable, but I think they are, which just shows.
They fill a stadium, that's why.
That's the thing. That's the problem.
Yeah. So I was going to talk about the chairman later on, but one of the things he's talked about is the fact that they came here was because we are just a one club city. And he talked about the passion of the people and how important it is, actually. And so hopefully he will go on, you know, to continue recognising that it is really important that we have the grassroots there. And it's always been the case that not everybody could afford to go, but you could go to the training ground and see them, which you still can. There's ways that it is accessible. I remember when my dad got a car, which was quite a big thing, and you'd park for the match, and the kids would be around saying, 50p, look after your car, mister, and you had to pay the 50p. You had to pay the 50p, otherwise the car wouldn't be there when you came back. So it's always been the case, but you know, hopefully they will find ways to make it accessible.
Yeah, true. One ticket for Chelsea home end was £100. That came from a Chelsea fan. Wow. It's ridiculous, isn't it? I'd rather pay 100 quid to watch Inter Milan Juventus. That'd be some game. And it will be the most exciting thing for Sunderland last season. Wow. And Chelsea game was last season. Newcastle. Hi to Vinny. Hope you're good, mate. And welcome to the show. Welcome, Chen. It's well. Hope you're well. And yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, when I first bought my season ticket back in 2001, it cost me 320 quid. 320 quid it cost us. And I'm thinking, cool, that works out to be 15 quid a ticket, something like that, pretty close, 20 quid a ticket. And, you know, but you know what it is now. And I went to Newcastle Inter Milan back in 2003, and that ticket cost us 12 quid, right? No would have lied, 12 quid. Now, you go to a Champions League game now, which got come to in a bit, right? You go to a Premier League game, you're talking like 50, 60, 70, 80 quid, up to 100 quid. And it's ridiculous. Well, you have to understand this, Louise, because you live in Newcastle, right? I mean, the region's not really a rich region, isn't it?
Really not. Really, really not.
And yet they're charging you that.
It's true. I remember it was £1.50 when I was a kid. For a juvenile ticket, £1.50 in the Gallagher end when I was in my teens. So, you know, it has gone up hugely and changed hugely. I would, and you could go for one game. At the minute, you can only get a season ticket or you can't go. And that means nobody who could maybe afford one game, one life-changing game, you know, to take the family to see them. You can't get that. I'd love to see something like that so people can get in for one.
Absolutely. We're going to talk about memberships as well. I mean, look, people bought 2 seasons ago, but bought 2 tickets with a season ticket, and it gave the membership absolutely no hope of getting themselves a ticket. And then the last season, it restricted down to 1. And now, season ticket, I mean, Paul, you don't have to buy any more tickets there. You get a season ticket, and that is it. We cannot buy an additional ticket. Do you think it's right, or do you think it gives membership plenty of chances to buy one?
I think, I mean, that's the thing. They've got to, you know, they want to sell those memberships as well to people who can't get season tickets as well. It's, I think it's one of those where any club, like not just us, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. You know, they're trying their best to try and make it as, you know, inclusive as possible and try and get everyone at a game. And I get the point of why they're doing it. You know, to try and include people who can't get the season tickets, to get them to some games at least. But the other thing they need to sort out is that queuing system is an absolute shambles. I mean, it's unbelievable, that little bloke walking and all. It's absolute rubbish. It's like one of the worst queuing systems I've ever known. You know, Ticketmaster have a very similar queuing system, and it's painful. It really is painful to, you know, because it keeps going wrong, and people, like, they said that, you know, one I went for, it said I was like, you know, whatever, how many thousand in the queue, and then 1 second later refreshed and I could buy the ticket.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, it's just, you're trying to ring them up, right? Have you not got enough staff? I mean, I can understand they're doing well. They've done their bit, but it's just a disgrace, you know what I mean? I mean, if you ring up from America, right, you have to wait an hour, it's going to cost you a phone bill. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry, but something needs to happen on that, because it's just absolutely shocking, Louise. The box office needs to sort itself out, get their finger out a little bit and do something about it. Queue's got to wait for hours and hours and hours.
You're right, it does need fixing, but I'm taking myself back in time to when I used to stand for the little box office window at St James's Park when I should have been at school. Taking me back in time.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, right, I mean, you know, I tried to get a direct debit, and now thinking, you know what, I'm not going to hang about, like, so I did it online, and then all of a sudden, done it online, right, put my credit card in, then it jumped onto DD, sorted out that way. It went through straight away, which is absolutely brilliant. Yeah, but the thing is, right, I mean, the box office, Paul, needs to get itself sorted out very quickly, because it's going to get worse, and it's going to get worse. It hasn't changed one iota.
I guess they can't. Sorry, Paul. Go on.
No, I was just saying. You know, they've upgraded a lot of the stadium and have plans. That needs to be one of the places they put a lot of effort into.
Yeah. So maybe they didn't think of it, and now they've had the feedback. Then hopefully they will address it, or maybe they just didn't. You know, one of the things on the list for next year. But they did, because if other people are calling as well, you know, that's an indication of their experience with our club. We want it to be good. So yeah, absolutely. Alan's saying football's now a business, not a sport. It's a disgrace.
I have to agree with him. I've got to agree with Alan. I have to, because at the end of the day, right? I mean, football, it's all about business, yeah? It's not all about entertainment anymore, in my opinion. It's all about business, you know? And that is it. You look at people like Daniel Levy, right? Tottenham chairman, right? I mean, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. All he wants is money, money, money. Trying to put a fast on trying to get Maddison and Harvey Barnes for 50 mil. Both of them ain't going to happen. You think that's so stupid? Definitely not. Well said, by the way, Alan. Well said, mate. I'm still waiting for Maddison to be transferred to Tottenham. That's for another day. And after Sandro to Lord signing, we need a quality winger and a top quality left back, and that's what we need to get as well. John's chatting to Alan. The futures for Sports General will be in the hands of the Saudis in the Middle East, as you will likely find majority of sports companies will be taken over by the Middle East. I tell you what, if you get time, we're going to chat about that quickly. That's him with trophies. I still win. Saturday manager. Woohoo! You know, and please hit those and consider subscribe if you're new to the show. Super chats are available if you wish to donate only 99p, and also you'll be in the draw to win £50 NUFC voucher as well, and it's going to take place around September time. Exactly. And Louise, the kids now ask for £5, not 50p outside the stadium. I don't park there anymore. I'll walk.
That's inflation.
Yeah, absolutely. That's inflation. Totally agree. I want to talk about actually going on to members as well. I mean, Louise, what's your take on the membership situation? Do you think now season tickets like myself and Paul cannot buy an additional ticket anymore? Because what they tend to do now is they ask you to put their family friend's name down on the tickets. I mean, Paul would know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, I've got 2 people on my season ticket yet, which is fair enough. Paul, how does that work? If you just tell the people, how does it work?
Yeah, I mean, it's changed again now, hasn't it? But it used to be that you could put a certain amount of people on your season ticket. So if I can't go or whatever, I can give them that, and they can go for, you know, they can go instead of me. They've made that a bit harder now, by what I gather. So again, like I understand it. Again, like I was saying before, like I get what they're trying to do, because they're trying to include people who can't afford, you know, can't get a season ticket, and try and get those people to like that 1 game or 2 games. So I understand their point, but also there needs to be a bit of consideration to people who are a season ticket holder, you know, because you have forked out, you know, the majority of that money, and you've been quite loyal in the past as well. I mean, it's the same argument we were having. I mean, I was doing this with another channel, and we were talking about the Carabao Cup, how that was kind of structured. And again, like I felt like it was as fair as they were trying to be. But again, like when you figure it out, you were like, well, actually, I could be a season ticket holder and not get to one, whereas a member who had been to like 1 Carabao Cup game could get to the final. So it's it was one of those where it was like, again, like the club are trying, but you know, they're trying to involve everyone. And again, it's difficult because we'll get onto it a bit later. The stadium needs to be increased and bits and pieces of that to incorporate this, you know, the new found sort of impulse of people wanting to go. I mean, it's funny going from like, you know, well, I remember going when, you know, obviously it was, you know, they couldn't give away season tickets, and it was just mad. You know, you could sit wherever you wanted in the whole stadium if you really wanted to, because it was so empty. And now, you know, I can't remember the last time a ticket's been on general sale.
It's crazy. It's crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. But there won't be a general sale tickets anymore. It's not going to happen anytime soon.
No.
All the season memberships going to go. And back on the Carabao Cup games, so I think that's ridiculous, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think if you're a season ticket holder, in my opinion, they should get first choice. Season ticket holders get first choice.
Yeah.
That is it. Get rid of the season ticket holders, right? And then after that, go to the members. And then after that, cool.
Yeah. I agree. I can see that Alan's asked a question of you, John, there. Can you see it?
Yeah. If you're a season ticket, do you get a discount on Champions League? No, you don't. It's 55 quid a ticket. You have to buy the package, 165 quid. I'm going to come on to that one later after I read the comments. Excuse me. I like Mad, but going to Spurs is a guarantee that we improve from being at Leicester. I have to kind of agree. Castagne's going to Juve. It's the same for everyone. Yeah, that's true. Indeed, it's top quality, strong players, a lot of quality on the ball. Yeah, totally agree. Excuse me. Yeah, so Champions, go to our Champions League tickets. 55 quid, 165 a package. I mean, as a season ticket holder, Paul, how do you feel about that? Do you think there's a lot of money to go?
It's a tough one, isn't it? Again, like I've seen a lot of this on Twitter where people have been putting up their tickets back in the 2000s when we were last in the cup. Mm-hmm. And I think roughly they were in the 30s to 20s pound range back then. And they were saying, like, if you put inflation on it, it's actually the same price difference if you're adding for inflation since the last time we were in the Champions League. So I get, and again, it's one of those where, again, like, the competition comes with that sort of thing where if you're going to be playing like Real Madrid at St James's Park, like, I'm not being funny, it'd be amazing, but I'd be so shocked if they're like, oh, it's 20 quid for a ticket to see Real Madrid versus Newcastle. I don't think that's realistic. I think it does come with that prestige of, like, you are playing the best teams, and and again, like, we want to be a successful club, and one of those things, again, like we were saying, it comes with those little things of increasing the prices that will go towards getting better players. I mean, Tonali, will come in because of the increased revenue. The other chap we're interested in, I can't pronounce his name. I don't think anyone knows how to pronounce it, but
Szoboszlai. Neither of us probably got it right.
If we bring in, we're bringing a player like that as well, and then, like, more players we bring in the future, as much as it's, and I've seen, Twitter's so split in half on this. I've seen people be like, get over it, it's Champions League, you pay the money, stop moaning. And then I get the other people who are like, mate, I earn this much money, I can barely afford my season ticket. And I can't even, there's no way I'm going to pay that that money to get to to get to a Champions League game. It's a hard one. It's one I'm having to weigh up, because the travel that will involve for me will be a lot, and it'll be a work night. So it'll be like, having to travel up, go to the game, and then travel back down straight away for work in the morning, which will be tough.
Yeah. Absolutely. You know what it is like? I mean, people, there's someone who's well known, right? And I say she's 18 years old, right? I'm not going to mention her name, but she is really, really good. I think Louisa knows as well. We know who we're talking about. She posted out a tweet, but she deleted it off. And she said that it would take her a month's wages to pay all of that. And, Leslie will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And, it is what it is. And and I feel sorry for people who can't afford to go, but people might say, I'm sorry, can't complain about that, Louise, because at the end of the day, that's the price you're going to have to pay.
It's economics. It is economics, unfortunately. So, my heart breaks for the guys who run the food bank. They're passionate, but they don't go in. They do the food bank and then they go home, and it breaks my heart every time. But it has always been the way. I chose to spend my season ticket, my student loan money on it, and then had to work really, really hard and eat a lot of beans, because that's what I chose to do. It's just difficult, and it is expensive. it is probably unfairly expensive, but it's the going rate. You know, they haven't done anything that's unfair. They haven't exploited us. It's not. It's just harsh things in life.
It is, unfortunately, and I'm sorry to say that. And Louise, I've got to have to agree with you as well. It is what it is. That's how it is. You want to buy the ticket, you pay for it. If you don't, you don't. It's simple as that. You got a choice. You either do it or you don't. But at the end of the day, I'm happy to do it. But so if I can go to the games, if I can't go to the games, then I've got two people waiting to take them in my place. You know what I mean? Which I think is great. You know what I mean? I'd be happy to do it. Ian Sutcliffe is one of them, and Shelley is another one as well. So, yeah, I mean, look, and back to the season tickets. I mean, before we go on to the next stage, I mean, I think for me personally, do you agree? Are you happy paying the money, Paul?
I mean, like I said, like I think it's something that, I mean, it's just something I want to be, to see it. I watched it on TV when I was younger, under Bobby, and it was just, that was special. But like being there, like in St James's Park against whoever, like I don't care who it is, I don't care if we're playing Celtic, we could even get, I think, in the draw. I mean, even that would be like a special match with just knowing it's Champions League and knowing how hard the lads have worked to get there and how much just us as fans have been through. We lived through John Carver. We lived through.
Yeah, he's the best manager in the world.
We've put up with Dennis Wise. Looking at Cisco on YouTube, and we've had so much things. And you think this club has just been such a circus for so long. So I'll be going. No doubt I'll be getting to Champions League games.
I was thinking that you're going to be late for work those next mornings, and I can see Leslie saying that her family chose to have a season ticket and did without an annual holiday. No regrets. Choice has been made.
It's one of those, like, the semi-final when we played Leicester. I remember weighing that up, thinking like, right, I could drive up, see the game, but I'd have to drive straight back home because I have to be out for work, but it's worth it. As much as that was a hard day at work, it was worth it because that was just, again, like a special evening at St James's Park. But I mean, that Champions League theme and all that will just be,
But even going to see the women now, the women are on occasionally at St. You can get in. It was I think £3 to go and see them, and then you're in the stadium. You're part of it. You know what it's like, and I think that's important as well, that people have the opportunity to do stuff like that.
Absolutely, totally agree, guys. Leslie, as a family, we chose to have season tickets, but did without any other holiday. Our choice and great memories, no regrets. Hi to Paulie. I hope you find me it. It's disgrace. A working man's club getting too big for our boots. Yeah, and imagine buying that thing. Nah, not for me. I don't want any circus. I don't want any circus players at my football club. I'm sorry, but it's one who's going to. I don't think Maxi will go. He loves the club and fans. I think he will explode this season in a good way and shows everyone what a talent he is. We're going to do the transfer show on Wednesday with the Irish guys, and we're going to discuss that ASM as well. Where does the future lies? And we will speak about that. I'll put it on the clip as well. Law family supporters will be priced out of the prawn sandwich brigade. And let's be honest, I've got to kind of agree, because it's going to come to a point now. It's going to go to the PS brigade, right? Young players, it's not going to get the chance, are they? Simple as that.
But if we had, if it was back to, anybody can get in for £20, who would we be playing? Would the city be as alive as it is? Would we be seeing the excitement that we're seeing? I know it's hard. It's really, really hard. But I think it's the way of the world.
Yeah, fair enough. We have to pace the success. Bring it on. We might get a rebate off the government, Paul. That's a round of applause for that, man. Round of applause. Big up to you, Alan Diddle. Big up to you, my guy. I love you. Yeah, I know you're joking. No joking. Right, I want to talk about the next topic, the extension at the East Stand. There's been reports saying that they're going to look into it, extend it from 52,000 to 62,000, right? I mean, Tyneside Life did a clip, Adam Pearson did a clip, and Rubenstein did a clip as well. And big up to Adam Pearson, by the way, for mentioning me in this channel as well. Thank you, Adam, for that. I really appreciate that. I think that guy is brilliant, by the way. He connects with the people, and you don't hear anything bad from him at all. Follow his lead. And let's go on to your take, Paul. Start with you. The extension. Surely it's got to be an extension. They said it can do it.
It seems that way, and I think they've picked the East End as well. I think when they're looking at it structurally, I think they're trying to see which one made the most sense to try and do something on. It does make the most sense. Again, like if you ask fans, like of West Ham, talking to those guys, or even Tottenham fans, like they do feel like when you have a brand new stadium. So let's say St James's Park was knocked down and it's moved, or whatever, or they just rebuild on top of it, as Tottenham did. Even the Tottenham fans I was speaking to at the last game we had at the stadium, I was talking to a few of them outside the ground, and they were saying like they feel like it's a soulless, a ground with nothing in there. Even though it's a lovely, and I admit it's a very nice stadium, but even they said it's lost something. And then the West Ham fans in particular, like, they're gutted. They are like literally, they're nowhere near the pitch. The away fans are closer to the team than they are. They feel no kind of like sense of like being with the team as much because they got the track and all that. And yeah, so I just think like, if we were kind of taken away and rebuild or whatever, I think it'd take away from that special thing that St James's Park has. I mean, it's probably one of those things where 10 years down the line or whatever, if we are like this club that's winning trophies, I guess it's something that we might have to consider. But if they can get away with extending it for now, that's amazing, because St James's Park means so much to all of us. Like, it's still the iconic stadium. Lots of away fans love it, even though they hate the journey up the stairs.
Yeah. Oh man. Wow.
That's where my season ticket used to be there when I did have one. And I used to get vertigo up there. And it was a bit soulless even up there. And I used to sometimes like be holding on to my seat because it was like really, really like, whoa, scary stuff. But for me, I think I've heard talk of them making a transparent stand, and that they can make a transparent stand, which will stop some of the light issues if it blocks out, Lee's Terrace at the side there. So that would be quite an amazing feat of engineering to see how that would be done. But they're saying that can be done. It's got to be extended because we need to get more people in. But if it moved, I totally agree with you. It's been there. We've played at St James's Park since we were founded. It's home. It's everything. The only thing that I could possibly live with if we had to have a new stadium is to move into Leazes Park, because that would feel like it was still the same place. And I've heard people say, well, you can't really lose that green space, but maybe we could put some green space back where St James's Park is, and maybe make it a bit better and a bit safer with some of that money, because it's green space at the moment, but it's probably not the safest green space. So that's the only thing that I could say, putting it in Leazes Park, because then it wouldn't really feel like we'd left.
Absolutely. I mean, the thing is, though, Mark, I've always said this: we've got to move with the times, otherwise the times will move without you. Sort of, I've always said that, and if that means having a new stadium, then it needs to be. Do you know what I mean? I've got no problems having a new stadium. At the end of the day, we've got to change things. Times is moving. Times has changed. Do you know what I mean? But it may take about 10 games to get used to it. Do you know what I mean? But we'll see what happens. It's a new stadium. I mean, I'll probably be close to 60, by the way, when I go up there. So I do a YouTube as well, man. So I've got to be quick on my toes. So, Tyneside Live, big up to Eddie, by the way. Asked some great questions, as always, about the stand. And it could be possible that the order of these buildings could sell those flats. But I say taken down bit by brick. That's what's been said. A quick hello to Jules. I hope you're having a good day, one of my mods. Thanks for popping by, and hope you're having a good day. And I'm sure Chess is absolutely fine. There he is. He's awake. Big up, big up, big up.
Oh, you think we're boring.
Wow. Bless you. And Leslie told the guy Eddie interviewed owns St James's Terrace, which can be demolished, but identified as right to light could be preserved for Lisa's Terrace. That's a good shout, Les. And also, if we did build a new stadium at Lisa's Park, then we could always put Lisa's Park in the area of where. So that's exactly what you said, Louise.
Yeah,
exactly what you said.
So we could do that. And the other thing is, are we going to keep its name? Because I think my heart would break if we. Well, it will never have a different name, would it? I mean, somebody tried that in the past, and it was still St James's Park, and it will hopefully, even if it moves a little bit up the road, it'll still be St James's Park.
It could be when Man City had the changes, the Etihad, Arsenal's Emirates, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Spurs, London Stadium, West Ham. Yeah, so me, I'd love to be St James. So I've got a feeling they're going to change it. I've got a feeling they're going to change. I hope not. I hope not. I hope not. But I believe in what they change it into. As simple as that. But we'll see. But it's not going to be Sports Direct. No way. No way.
Yeah.
How long will it take to build a stadium? Oh, you're talking a good few seasons. A good few seasons. And simple as that. And let's have a look one. Louise is spot on our potential development in Lisa's Park. Saw the same video. I have to watch that video, what Eddie's done. And take care to you ready. Catch you on Wednesday, mate, for the transfer show. And it's just running a joke. Either later, I fallen asleep. No, never boring. Bless you. And thanks for joining Rennie as well. He's a good sport, Leicester fan. He's a very good sport, that guy. He really is. But at the end of the day, right, it's going to cost a bit as well to do. That would be pocket change for our owners as well. And talking of owners, Louise, I'll let you take over on this one.
Yeah, so Yasser Al-Rumayyan, I don't know if I'm even saying it right. Maybe I'll just stick with His Excellency. So His Excellency gave it an interview, and it was just, I don't know if everybody's listened to it. 7 minutes long. Give it a listen. He was talking about the pride that he has, and how he walked into St James's Park, and he described it as magical. And I just think, for a chairman who isn't even from this country, for him to feel the way that he feels and to express it, you could see it was genuine. And there is obviously there's the Saudi issue, and that's probably not for here. It's complicated, but as a man, just listening to him talking about his passion for it and how much he loves it, and he was wearing, he had his smart jacket on, but the inside is lined with his black and white stripes. Just refreshing and reassuring to hear that passion, and talking about the fact that I mentioned it earlier. We are a one club city, and he feels that grassroots passion for it. And he was talking about the fact that we've got the management in place, we've got the players, we've got the processes. He said, as well as the fan base, we've got and money, we've got everything we need to make it a success. So he said he wasn't surprised that we finished fourth, because all of those ingredients are there, which I kind of admired that confidence, because I don't think many of us expected to be there that quickly. But it's just, the scene is set, and I guess there's a message there that failure won't be tolerated. But I don't think we are going to fail. I think we're just going on to more and more success, and I just loved hearing it. So anybody hasn't had a listen, then I think we should have a listen. And there was part of it, I think, to explain two things. One is why there are extra costs, and the other is to explain about the fair play rules, about why we can't just go out and buy crazily. So I think he was getting those messages out there as well. But I just thought it's the man, in the same way as Eddie, Eddie's personality for me. Then our chairman's personality shone through, and I loved it.
Yeah, and you know what it is, right? He speaks to the people, he connects to the fans. I mean, you don't hear anything bad about him, Paul, at all whatsoever. This guy understands Newcastle United. He just gets it.
Just gets it. He was saying he's been to different stadia all around the world, different sporting events, and it's magic. It's magical inside St James's Park. He's right. He was talking about the fact that he's waved a flag a few times, and how much he loves that. Just and he said he's a fan. He called himself a fan. You know, it is a money game now. It is a business, but you know, you look at Mike Ashley. I can barely say the name. You know, he never had any of that passion, any of that care, and not many of them do. You know, you talked about Daniel Levy earlier. I think we are so lucky.
Yes, we are. So lucky to have our wonderful owners as well. And I'm sick of people call up us and say, blood money this, blood money that, right? And let me just be clear on this, right? They've done nothing wrong. It's two separate things, yeah. PIF and the Saudi state is two separate things, yeah. And people just don't seem to understand, Paul. You know what I mean? They are great people, right? They're spot on, right? And that's it.
I can only speak for the individuals. I think the Saudi regime is linked, and that's different. And I'm certainly not qualified to comment on that, but to comment on the individuals, what they're doing here, and the fact that we can show. You know, we've got Amanda as a leader. So what does that say? She's doing great business as a woman. They are bringing the women's game forward. So I think they are an education, and hopefully that will feed back in as an example back into Saudi is one of the things that I really hope.
Yeah, absolutely, well said. Go on to if we did build a new stadium, would the new training facilities then be added to the land too, John? I think it will, mate. It would need a new stadium, a new training facility anywhere, do you know what I mean, connected to it. Paul, what's your take on it, mate?
Yeah, I mean, just slightly on the owners thing. You know, it's so funny having just like we said, like people just get it. Like, you know, when Ashley first came in, he tried to be like the lad about town, and he wore the shirt and had a pint and had all these weird like, I'm your mate. I'm the owner that's your mate. And you know, I remember I can't remember what game it was, but he did like it's a pint and a pie on me, and it was all this kind of like schmoozing of the Newcastle fans, and then the real guy kind of shone through in the years to come. Whereas this, like, you know, with these guys, like, you know, I've bumped into Amanda, you know, 15, 20 times the amount of games I've gone to, and they care, they really care about the fans. Like she asks you questions, or like, you know, not trying to act like the big head, but it's weird how they recognize like regular fans. You know, she bumps into me or Adam or whatever. Like she's always like, "Oh, hello again, and how are you doing?" And you know, good to see you here. You come to the next one. You know, how are you feeling about it? You know, they really do care. And you know, again, we can. I can't wait if Man United get taken over. We need to quote tweet so many of their fans after giving us a stick. After all that, you know.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, with the training thing, I mean, you know, when they did, I love the unveiling of the upgrade with Shola. That's great. Little callback to his cribs video. That was really funny. But yeah, that's natural. I mean, it's still, you know, even though they've done it up, it still needs like a brand new, you know, being done no matter what. And I think that'd be quite nice having like a, you know, whatever, like if it is a new stadium, maybe having a training stadium right beside it or whatever. That'd be really nice actually, like having those two sort of things, like, you know, done properly and done nicely. And again, it's that project of like, you know, when we're talking about these big players, these are the projects that get them interested.
Yeah, totally agree, man. Totally agree. And long way to continue. Let's hope we get the best as well. Love that interview for the chairman. Seems like such a gentleman. That said, he's not too soft because he said that he expected us to finish where we do. Well, Paul Gallant said exactly the same thing. He reckons that Newcastle will finish fourth. And Paul Gallant is absolutely spot on. So good guess there, Paul. And we need a big projector skylight so Sunderland can see the Champions League signs being projected over Newcastle when we are playing on the weekends, weekdays. Oh, class, man. Absolute class. Jade! Yes, Jade.
Hey.
Jade. She's, I'll tell you what, though, she's very, very good. She's very strong on my channel before. She's very, very, very knowledgeable. Our owners do not want the second best, but the best. Let's get the silver. And as I said to Jade, even Leslie, Jez as well. Yeah, it stopped. Yay! Bless her. she's fine, and yeah. So yeah, I was going to say as well that. Well, I mean, he's putting his money where his mouth is as well, Louise. I mean, he's spending the money as well to keep us where we want to be, takes where we want to be, and here we are. I think he wants the title next season. He expects us to fight for the title, and if he does, if we do that, that would be fantastic. It really would be.
Absolutely. So I'm just realizing we're coming close up to time, and nobody guessed why it was that I was going to be Terry Mack when you are John and Paul. So I was thinking, you know, John Truick, maybe John Anderson, and Paul Ferris is what I was thinking you two were. So I was going to be Terry Mack, because we couldn't be a Liverpool outfit, could we? So anyway, that's what I thought.
Yeah, and I've missed you too, bless. Thank you, Jade. And it's great to see you back on as well. She's been really busy, by the way. And yeah, please hit those likes and make sure you sub. And also, if you like super chat, like Magpie's Bible's just done earlier on, then please do that. And you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p, and you'll be entering in our competition and the winner's going to be made in September. So yeah, to win £50 NUFC vouchers as well. So, but the FA Cup games, I mean, I haven't spoken about the FA Cup tickets, Paul. 30 quid for an FA Cup game. So if you play Torquay United, would you be happy paying 30 quid for it?
Yeah, that's where it is a bit steep.
Should be 20 quid.
I know, and it's the thing, isn't it? It's just like, we want to, it'd be nice to have like a sellout for a FA Cup game. We probably will still, to be fair, but yeah, when you're playing like those, no offense to them, like they're all good teams, but if you're playing those lesser teams, it's quite hard to swallow paying that £30 where, we could be, again, I'm not being defensive to the players, but, if we're playing on four fronts and, it could be one of those where we might have to send out a younger or whatever, more experimental team just to keep people fit. Where they might come and be like, oh, we might play Tonali, and it's like, well, mate, he's probably not even in the squad for the, if we're playing like, whatever, Yeovil Town or whatever, he ain't in the squad probably, and Bruno's probably not in the squad. It's just, that's just how it is. But yeah, 30 quid for that is quite, that's the one that was a bit hard for me to take in particular, was the FA Cup prices. But to be fair, if we follow suit, we'll be out in the first round anyway, as usual.
No, not this time.
No, not this time. We're going all the way. We're going to go all the way.
I mean, that's the one thing we need to get better at. Our history in the FA Cup it's abysmal. It is abysmal. It really is. So that could be something that we need to step onto. So I mean, again, it's probably just, again, they're just trying to get that bit more revenue where they can, and they know that because the popularity's there, they probably will start selling out St James's when it's even if it's like a lower team. Yeah,
but and also, sorry, I'm just thinking back to my times in the Dolphin. So as a London mag now, our pub is, we're talking about it being the Geordie Embassy now, in London, the Dolphin. So watching it in the Dolphin with everybody else, and it's just, the pub is taken over, and it's just so much fun, so much atmosphere. So I think, people who can't get in can still feel the atmosphere and enjoy it and have a great time as well. So there's ways to do it.
I like that idea. Free fish and chips for the 30 quid. I like that.
Yeah, that'll be worth it. Wow, Dolphin's a good bar.
It is. Really good bar.
It is beautiful bar. But but the thing is, right, I mean, we have to see what happens is what happens in the FA Cup sort of thing, and see who we're going to play. I hope we get all the home ties. That'd be fantastic. And then go to the finals. Here we come, and you can do that.
Can we get Sunderland? That's what I'm sorry, I want them. I want to get Sunderland. We need to shut those guys up, man.
Absolutely. Do it home and home. Doesn't matter now. Where are you playing now? We'll beat them. Home and away.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably got.
Yeah.
I think it'd be too good for them. Simple as that. But
Sunderland's a massive club.
Yeah, that's what they think.
Are they?
That's what they think. When's the last time we won a trophy though? 1973. Then again, it won like Papa, what do you call it? Papa Pizza's what you want to call it. Do you know what I mean? Or whatever it is, like, do you know what I mean? But hey ho,
mate, the way they were celebrating the getting into playoffs, I think that was their cup final, wasn't it? You know.
Exactly. But look, at the end of the day, we're not interested in little ones. We're interested in the big ones now. Premier League. Let's fight for the title next season. Do you know what I mean? But we've got one from Jade as well. This is a family-friendly show. They're careful. Are they F?
Exactly. It's a family show. I didn't say it.
No, you didn't. We
didn't. Right. So, we covered the season tickets. We covered expansion of the stadium as well. And just a quick one about Anthony Gordon. Scored today.
Yay. Did.
Great header.
Great header. Great finish as well. And
Tonali, like, number 9, wasn't he?
Yeah. He looks like a number 9. But, I'm looking for big things for Anthony Gordon this season. I think it could be a difference. If he's going to get match fitness, he's going to come in and he's going to show Newcastle what it's all about. If he does that, then I think it's going to be a massive season. But would he be in the first team? I hope he does. Because I quite like him now. I really do.
I don't think there isn't a first team anymore. I really don't think there's a first team. There's going to be a 25-man squad, and they're going to be one team. Is how I think that's how it needs to be. Not an A team and a B team.
I loved his I loved the interview he did on the last day of the season. And Gordon said himself, he was like, you know what, when I joined here, I weren't ready. Like he said, I hold my hands up, I weren't anywhere near fit. And he's like, to the levels that Eddie Howe wanted it, he was like, I was not on it. And he said he's put that down to why he hasn't been playing as much, because he wasn't as fit as he needed to be. When you see our stats and see our midfield, you need to be fit people to be in that midfield. The amount of work we do, every player when they come off a pitch are blowing. They are done when they're walking off that pitch. And I just think, he said himself doing this tournament, so that's almost like a mini pre-season in a way, like doing some training, some fitness. And then he said he's going to try and smash it in pre-season. I've seen like Jamal Lewis as well. Like he's looked like he's been in the gym and working out and trying to push for a place as well. Which again, like these things are going to be really great for us, because if we have all these people fighting, this is what Eddie wants. That he wants you to know, like if I have a bad game, that guy behind me, he'll be playing next week, no problem. Because Eddie's always said, if you do the thing in training and you impress me, I don't care who you are, you're playing ahead of whoever, because I want the team to be the best. So bring it on. That's what you need. You need that to keep the players fit and hungry.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if Lewis is still here, and I cynically wondered if that was him sort of showcasing himself for whoever might be, whoever might be having a look. But I think we do need that competition.
100%, because look, at the end of the day, I mean, no one can guarantee the first team. So who's the best on the day? Simple as that. If you do the training right, you get in the team. If you show the wrong attitude, you don't still be in the team. Simple as that.
Yeah.
But you should make a new chance for Tonali. Oh, that's with Tonali. I love that.
I've seen a different one actually on Twitter. Maybe I can share it. It's something about he came in a Fiat with Dan. To the tune of That's Amore. I'll send it to you, John. Maybe you could share it.
Yeah. I think I know exactly what you mean. But send it to us and now look at it as well. Sunderland is the lost city of Atlantis, except Atlantis has more appeal. You gotta love JK, haven't you? You gotta love JK. And I think that'd be it, guys. So we covered everything tonight, which is great. I mean, it's been a really good show. And Paul, Louise,
we didn't say the women have turned professional. We have to say the women have turned professional.
God, you do that, Louise.
I've done it. We've done it. Women have turned professional. Woohoo.
Yes.
Congratulations, amazing.
Congratulations as well. That's what we need. And you gotta love them. You got a Maggie B, haven't you? That's Tonali. I was dancing with Tonali loves me. I love it. Absolutely love it. And the Martin says, and the Sunderland, yeah, that's good. Yeah, big up, Alan. Thank you.
Right, now you can close. Now you can close it down, John, before it goes too far.
Exactly. You got to watch out for him, man. He's a great guy. He really is. Thank you, Les. And well, that's it. We're definitely gonna wrap up the show now. And Paul, did you enjoy coming on, mate? It's your first time.
Yeah, it's brilliant, mate. Yeah, like I said, I've done a few things with other channels. They've all been very lovely. So yeah, you've been very. It's been really fun. And hopefully, if you invite me back, I'll be on. No problem.
Fantastic. So I would love to come on as well. And thanks to Effie and for everyone and the mods as usual. Thank you, JK. You take Maggie B. Great panel. Thank you, Les. Great chatters. And thank you for watching. Fantastic show for all of the guys live. And where can we find you, Paul? Are you on
the smallest Twitter of all time?
Yes.
Yeah. If you're desperate, I'm on. It's at Blank Canvas PC. Yeah. So if you really want to add me, that's very kind of you. Yeah. Me and Steve are best friends from another channel. So he's a good dude. He introduced me to a few people. And Adam's a good guy as well. So these are all good guys that I know. But yeah, if you're desperate, you're welcome to have me. I'll just rant about Newcastle a lot. So
brilliant stuff. Thank you very much indeed. I really appreciate that. Mine's ENQUIRIES season tickets are paid to John, his son. I went to Barca and Inter Emmanuel. Ian, well done to you. I hope you're having a great time. He loves a bit of crackle to this guy. He's absolutely brilliant. Great show. Thank you very much, Mr. Little. And thank you very much indeed, JK. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Jules. And thanks to all my mods as well. Louise, we can find you on Louise E. Thompson on Twitter.
Louise 3.
Louise 3. I should know that, man. Louise 3. She'll definitely follow you back, and she loves to have a banter as well. And guaranteed. And you can find me on all the socials. The links are in there as well. And like, subscribe, and also if you'd like to super chat, it's there. Thank you very much for that to Magpies. Magpies Bible, or go to Maggie B for now. Sorry. And also, and you know the rest. If you'd like to become a member, it's 99p. And if you'd like to enter the competition, you'd be in it as well. So thank you very much indeed, guys. I'll be you backstage. Thanks so much indeed. And as always, you said it.
Lads.